popular. I'll help you be popular. You'll hang with the right cohorts. You'll be good at sports. Know the slang you've got to know. So let's start, 'cause you've got an awfully long way to go. Don't be offended by my frank analysis. Think of it as personality dialysis. Now that I've chosen to become a palincist or an advisor, there's nobody wiser. Now when it comes to popular, I know about popular. And with an assist from me to be who you'll be instead of dreary who you were. There's nothing that can stop you from becoming popular.
O'Brien, and I'm the production stage manager for Wicked.
Okay, so I know that you've been with the show now. This is your third year.
Yes.
With Wicked out of 10. What led to the decision? How did you even get involved with this particular production?
I actually, most of my work has been in New York, and I was asked a few times to actually join the touring company for Wicked. And at those particular points, I was either doing another show, but there were very few shows that I was willing to actually leave New York to go do. Wicked was one of them. So it just was one of those situations where the timing was perfect for me.
So when it comes to the amount, I know that you talked about that there's 100 involved. Now, is that 100 with cast, crew, everything?
Right now, there are 100 stagehands working to put the show in. Not all of them will stay for the whole run of the show. But through, for the 30 hours that it takes to put the show in, we'll have those people. And then what ends up happening is that a lot of those go away, and then in the running of the show, we have approximately 80 to 90, I think, in running the show.
Very large cast.
Including cast and orchestra.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And so with a cast and crew this large, how's the camaraderie when it comes to the setup and just amazing?
Amazingly well. Amazingly well. I've been on shows where camaraderie isn't always the strongest suit in that, but we're very fortunate that way. Cast, crew, orchestra, everybody really kind of gets along well, and everybody does really, join together to be a team to do it.
So this is the second time that Wicked has come through Albuquerque.
Yes.
Were you here for the first run?
I was not.
You were not. So this is a whole new experience, Albuquerque-wise.
Albuquerque is.
So how are you feeling about Albuquerque?
So far, nice. I drove in last night. I mean, we had a show Sunday night in San Jose, California. So most of our trucks and everything, got here. Overnight last night, and then we started setting up again at 8 o'clock. We have a few things that we can set up on Monday, but the majority of things go in on Tuesday.
And it's amazing to hear that this setup, this elaborate setup, usually gets done within, from what it's sounding like, 2 days. You set up Monday and Tuesday, sound check Wednesday, and then show Wednesday night.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to ask, what is the stress level with something like that?
If I think about it, the stress level would be high, so I don't think. I just kind of just take a moment at a time as we do it. I'm really very fortunate because our crew is top notch. I mean, that another reason why I was willing to come out here to do a show like this is, we have a top-notch crew. The performers are fantastic, and we kind of interchange, from company to company. Like the Galinda that's in our production right now had been here a number of years ago, and then went and did the Broadway show for a while. And so she was on the Broadway show for a while, and then came back here. So that kind of that kind of change helps just energize us. So a lot of that is it's it makes for a very exciting project.
Well, I like how you explained earlier. I mean, I've seen the show. It's an amazing show. I love just the concept that the witches actually were friends and roommates
Right.
before you hear about the history
Right.
of what people know as the Wizard of Oz. And you mentioned that it was a way to look at, tolerance and
Absolutely. Tolerance, in particular, the bullying that happens to anybody that's slightly different. Elphaba, who is the Green Witch, is actually more than slightly different. She's green.
yeah.
She's green, and she's tough, and she's, and all of those things are different from the rest of the people that are on the, and to have Glinda, the Good Witch, at first really dislike Elphaba, and then to see it all turn around is a great message of acceptance, of stepping back and looking at somebody for who they are and not what they look like. All of that kind of stuff, is so pertinent nowadays. And I would love to say that message will not be needed in the future, but it probably will be.
Most definitely. So what would you say is what's your favorite moment in the show?
Oh, let's see. I mean, there are a number of things. I do, maybe because I'm dark, but I do love, there's a song called No Good Deed, where, in the second act, where Elphaba, the Green Witch, finally gives in to accepting what everybody is saying of her.
How are you? Good, how are you? Good.
And that's kind of the moment where the Wicked Witch is born.
Yeah.
And I just kind of, it's, I don't know why that moment is just so, to me, it's kind of a sad moment because it's a surrendering moment.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
Yeah. And then I do have to say at the end, well, I can't give too much away, but at the end, the girls' friendship, what you see at the end is the girls' friendship is just so completely 180 from what you see at the beginning. That, I really love that. It's also a great song. For Good is a beautiful song.
Yeah. So being that, Popejoy really does give people the ability to see shows that they wouldn't get to see on Broadway. So when people are coming here, some may be seeing it for the second time with it being here, some may have, it's their first experience. What do you want people to leave the theater feeling?
I definitely want them, a couple of things, actually. One, first of all, the message of the show, and that the whole idea of, to make sure that the storytelling of what we are saying, what our cast is conveying to the audience, that is clear, and because it's such an important message with the bullying and the acceptance and all of that. But also, in a theatrical sense, I want people to walk out going, wow, I really want to see a Broadway show, another Broadway show. That's really what it's, because this is the closest to Broadway, to the Broadway show that I've seen in a long time. You scale down a little bit to get, to travel around the country. Very little is different. Yeah. So that part's great. That's great.
All right. Well, thank you very much, David.
Absolutely.
I appreciate the
So
time for your
good.
meeting with us. This is Teresa Ewers with New Mexico Entertainment. See ya.